right. She see me do my dirt.
What's up guys, welcome to Shareware, welcome to another white table video. As you can tell, I have the stand and the Yeti out, so that means we're talking headphones. Now I was fortunate enough to have Mixcder hit me up and be like, hey, we've got a new set of Bluetooth headphones coming out. These are the Mixcder 872s, they're the HD 872s. And we want you to talk about them, tell us what you like and what you don't like, and run through them, let the people know what they're about. So, I got them right here. They come in the lovely Shareware blue, as you all know I love to call it. This tree logo up here means that they're environmentally friendly, which means that they're made of materials that have either been recycled or are sustainable in the environment. They're a pleather ear cup, which is the fake leather, protein leather, which, being from the Northwest, that's kind of cool that it's a recycled product. It's also got the NFC, and it's got, I don't know if you can see from up there, but there's a logo which shows that it's got swipe capabilities. So for your volume and your track selection, you swipe the side of the thing and it recognizes it. It's kind of a gimmick to me, something that I'm not necessarily too hyped about, but it is, it's a fun thing, if that's your game, if the additional features are the thing you're into, then it's something else. Now, getting into it, which as you can tell, I already broke the seal on these. I've been using them about a week, had to make sure they were of good quality, and I knew enough about them to actually talk about it and to share with you guys what I like and what I don't. So let's open these up. This is what they look like. They're actually really, I like how they look. I really do. From a Bluetooth headphone standpoint, they look pretty clean. They fold up, which again is another gimmick I'm not totally into, but if you got, only a drawer space to store them, or you're taking them on a trip, it could come in handy. I could see how that could come in handy. On the left ear cup, you have the Bluetooth notifier, your NFC connection notifier, your pause and play of the track, and your power button, which the pause and play and the power button are the only two that actually, they're actual buttons. The other ones are kind of just touch buttons. Same goes for the right ear cup, the touch capability and the swipe capability for your forward in the track, back in the track, positive volume, negative volume. So everything's on the ears, which is convenient. The swiping is kind of iffy sometimes, I noticed, especially if you want to skip a couple tracks ahead. Doing it twice definitely doesn't register most of the time, sadly. It's got a nice brushed metal look to the sides. If you extend it out, the brush continues up the side, which is nice. I like that. They didn't just get stingy and go plasticky all the way through. It at least kind of makes them look semi-luxurious, which I forgot to mention, these are just below $100 on Amazon, and it kind of depends on the day. It says suggested retail, I think, was around 120. They were around 90 when I saw them on there. But short review, if you're tired of listening to my voice, are they worth 90 bucks? I'd say so. They sound really, really good. Not as loud as I would like, but they do sound really good, and we'll get into that later, which is why the Yeti's out here. But let's get back to the box. Let me set these on a nice little stand right here, looking all pretty and stuff. Underneath this, you got your you got a little book saying, thank you, welcome to the family, which is cool. You got a user manual, which if you need that, you don't deserve Bluetooth headphones. Let's be real. And then they got the you got your micro USB charging cable, and you have an auxiliary cord, which again, I've said it a few times, but if you're getting Bluetooth headphones for around 100 bucks, you're wanting Bluetooth headphones. So the auxiliary cord, kind of not a necessity, but it's cool they give you one. And I guess I could see if, say, your batteries run out, you got a way to listen still, which on a plane, that's a big deal. But micro USB, which is cool because everything else runs micro USB. And then your auxiliary cord. Getting back to the tech and specs inside the headphones, they have a 40mm driver, which I would say is probably industry standard when it comes to the on-ear variety of studio headphones. Everyone's running the 40mm driver. The Beats executives have a 40mm driver. The Sony MDR X600s have a 40mm driver, and it's kind of just that size that gives you enough bass to feel a really full sound, but also doesn't get too intrusive when it comes to your high frequency sounds. So that's why everyone's running with them. That's why they're kind of an all-around good quality sounded driver. And these are no exception. These sound great. Are they the loudest headphones I own? By no means are they the loudest. You still, I'm kind of wanting more in that department. I feel like if I was listening on a plane, I would still hear outside noise a little bit too much. And part of that could be the ear cups. The ear cups are extremely comfortable, but they're not exactly the most padded thing. So I do notice outside sound getting in more so than some of my other on-ear headphones. But getting back to comfort, like I said, they are very comfortable and they are light and they fit well on your head. And being light, I had no problem wearing these for a few hours at a time, which was great. Now, as far as like pitch and tone go for these headphones, I would say they're more of like a metallic sound. They're not as warm as some other headphones that I've used in either the similar price point or the similar style. But a metallic sound isn't necessarily a bad thing. It all depends on your music preferences. These make guitar and string instruments and rock sound absolutely awesome. The bass is solid for like an R&B style music, but I would prefer a warmer headphone for that style. But if you're into like rock or punk or acoustic or anything that needs like clear, sharp sound, these got it for sure. And if you do end up buying these things, I would highly recommend listen to Ed Sheeran, The City. Make that be the first song you listen to with these things, just so you can get a good feel of exactly what they're capable of, just because of how everywhere that song is. Not only does it have string, but it's got synthetic bass in it. So you really get a feel of what these things can do volume-wise, clarity-wise, and bass-wise. And that's pretty important. So check that song out, and also on the R&B side or the hip-hop side, if that's more your thing, try out The Hills from The Weeknd, just because the synthetic bass in all of his songs hits so low and his voice is such a high frequency that that'll really give you a good indicator with these on how well they did balancing bass and higher frequency sounds, because they really did a great job with these. You have no problem hearing everything and knowing exactly where everything is, and that's a great thing to have in a pair of headphones. Another feature that these things have, which again is kind of a gimmick to me, I would never necessarily need it, but it's cool to have in case you ever do, is there is an omnidirectional microphone on the bottom, meaning that it's going to be a little bit clearer than typical other microphones that you get in some of your other Bluetooth products, meaning that both ear acts as a mic and that it can actually take right side audio, left side audio, and it's just a crisper, cleaner sound. And I tried it out and it was pretty clear. It sounded like I was on speakerphone, which is a lot better than what I've sounded on some other Bluetooth devices, which is like I'm in a tunnel trying to use a cup and string to communicate with somebody. These actually sounded pretty damn good, and you have no problem hearing anybody, which is great. I would give these things, for the price point, I'd give them an 8 out of 10. Build could be a little stronger for something that you're paying almost $100 for. Sound quality is superb. I wish they got a little bit louder just for, you know, if I'm on an airplane or if I really just want to immerse myself in the sound and I don't want to deal with any spatial awareness. You're gonna get spatial awareness with these. It's not overbearing by any means, but it is noticeable. So I wish they got a little bit louder. That's probably the only thing that really bugs me with that, and maybe you'll hear that when I do the sound check with them with the Yeti. Hopefully that comes through all right. Speaking of the sound check with the Yeti, let's go ahead and jump into that so that way you guys can hear exactly how these sound. Now, like I said, they are really comfortable, and I'm not the smallest person in the world, but I extend them. It looks like I got about 10 little clicks on the sides on each, and they fit perfect. They really are comfortable. As far as on-ear headphones go, these are probably the most comfortable I own, honestly. So I'm gonna kick these on right now. Just hold the power button down. The blue indicator light is located on the bottom of the left ear cup. It'll start to blink. Hold it down a little bit longer to pair, because right now it's trying to talk to my computer, and I don't want that. I want it to talk to my cell phone. So first up, we're gonna do Work by William Singe.
Just get ready for work. She said I gotta work. She see me do my dirt. So I put in work. When you I got learn. I don't care if she hurt. You need to get done.
So that kind of gave you an example of how the bass sounds with these things, which I feel like I've been downplaying a little too much. It really is a solid sounding bass. I've just heard more thump to on-ear headphones before. The Bluedios, if you want to check out the review I did for those, they had a 67mm driver, which those were all about the bass, and they had it. This is more of a surround sounding headphone, which is great for like studio use or on the go use. It's kind of just a good all-around sound. Like if you jump genres, these are the ones you want. So let's jump into that punk rock version of Sorry by the Beebs.
Yeah, I know that I let you down. It's too late to say I'm sorry now. I'm not just trying to get you back on me. 'Cause I'm missing more than just your body. Is it too late now to say sorry? Yeah, I know that I let you down. Is it too late to say I'm sorry now?
You kind of get a feel of what these things can do as far as hip-hop, R&B, and kind of 90s punk rock go. They sound really, really clear. I am genuinely impressed with how well they feel when wearing them. Battery life, you get about 20 hours of playtime out of a pretty small, I think it's a 360 milliamp hour battery, which having a battery that small means that your charge to use time is usually pretty good. And with these, it is. I think you get a full charge out of them in about an hour. So charge it for an hour, you get it for 20. That's a great charge to use ratio. And the better the batteries get, the more I'm loving that fact. But I would say for the price, definitely worth it. They are probably the most comfortable on-ear headphones that I've had on my head. And that's saying something, because I'm not usually one to be won over by on-ear headphones. I prefer either in-ear if I'm doing athletic activities or over-ear if I'm doing studio-related things. But this is a good compromise for a traveling pair of studio headphones. So if you're in the market for some comfortable, foldable, Bluetooth on-ear headphones, check out the Mixcder 872s. Tell them I sent you. Nothing will happen, but they probably say that was pretty cool. Anyways, guys, love you all. Deuces, kitties.